It was late afternoon yesterday, but UPS brought us some goodies. Looks like maybe just 3 of these boxes at a time, and I'll make 2 trips. Sealing up all the gaps in a log building is referred to as chinking. And that's kind of a 2-step process. We need to put something in the gap to fill it and take up most of the space, as well as put something on the outside and inside that seals it from weather, insects, whatever else might get in there. And traditionally, there have been a lot of different ways people have done this. This cabin originally had what was essentially cordwood as the backer material, and then it had a cement mortar to go over the outside of that, and that was both on the outside and the interior as well. I'm sure a mix of clay and sand, much like adobe, was used, and we do have the materials to make some adobe around here, and I rather like working with it. But both the adobe and the cement plaster have their issues. Mostly, they deteriorate rather quickly. Logs expand and contract continuously with changes of the weather. And even though it's not something you would ever notice in the logs, it's enough to crack the clay or crack the mortar. Then it falls out, it invites moisture in, it causes a problem. So it is a constant maintenance issue. And you have to go through pretty much every year and touch that stuff up. Since we're not living in this cabin and it's up on a hill where we're not going to see it and may not inspect it, heck, as we get a little bit older and aren't quite so strong, we may not come up here for a year, 2 years at a time, and maybe only when family visits will anybody actually come up here and visit this cabin. So I want something that isn't going to require maintenance. And the modern products do that for us, even though they may be a little bit less environmentally friendly if that's something you're worried about. So what's in these boxes is our backer material. This is something they call grip strip, and it's a very wide foam backer material. And it's a special kind of foam that works with the chinking. If you just use blue board styrofoam, something like that, it off-gases, causes the chinking to bubble. Ultimately, that makes it fail. So it's important to use the right kind of material when you're chinking. And if you just use the wood filler like was in here originally, the chinking sticks to that and can't expand and contract. It then tears where it crosses over that wood chinking. This material actually provides a bond break so that the logs can expand and contract without tearing the chinking. And the modern chinking can stretch and compress right along with the logs, so it lasts a good long time. So the same system that we used on our house, that was about 12 years ago. We haven't had to do any maintenance so far. Now there's another round product that can be used for backing. It's referred to as backer rod, and this comes in various sizes from about 1/4 inch up to 2 inch. At least that's the biggest I've been able to find. But most of these gaps are more like 3, 4. I think I measured one that was 9 inches. The grip strip is only available up to 6 inches, so we're going to have to do something else in some of those. We may have to put an intermediate, smaller log in and chink on both sides of it and leave the middle of the log exposed so that we don't have that bond issue that causes the chinking to fail. But we'll figure all that stuff out as we get into this. Right now, my main concern is really just getting this stuff up here so it's out of the weather. We probably won't actually start doing any chinking until next spring.